Z-Files on the road, as we've been doing a lot of lately. Now we're out here at Emerald Coast Aviation's beautiful new facility here at the Crestview, the Bob Sykes Airport. And we have a reason for being here, and our guests are going to explain why. On this side of me, we have Dennis Mitchell, who is part of the Hsu Foundation, and we're going to find out why we're here at Emerald Coast Aviation in a second. And here, Amanda Negron, who is the executive director of the Hsu Educational Foundation. So we're going to find out what that is all about and why Dr. Hsu has got this started and helped fund it, of course. So Dennis, let's start with you. Exactly why are we out here at Jonathan Dunn's temporary place he visits once in a while when he's not off in England being the daddy?
Right. Well, we're out here actually celebrating some very good things that are happening in this area. There is a movement afoot to get more STEM type education. That includes all the things we traditionally refer to as vocational technical programs. And so our chamber a few years ago had a split off, and we formed a chamber foundation. Slight difference there. The chamber is a business organization, so it's a C6 type. And the foundation of the chamber, a separate organization, is a C3, typical charity. And we are focused at having the technical programs for high schoolers and other types of scholarships. But this is something new. Very, very few opportunities to provide scholarship for technical certification for our high school seniors in North County. So the foundation is involved in that. Well, Dr. Hsu is big time involved in STEM, and he's had the TEAMS program, the Teachers Awards, for several years now, and all this has become linked together. In fact, Amanda serves not only as executive director, she's also on the board of directors for the foundation for the chamber as well. And so we work together with the same kinds of programs. The Hsu Foundation is one of the sponsors of the foundation for the chamber. And things are really beginning to go the right direction. Kind of like flying a blimp, though. It takes a long time to make the turn. The public really had to be educated on why it was so important to get more and more of these vocational technical programs going. Our local Northwest Florida State College is moving in that direction by handsprings. I mean, they are moving in that direction big time. So we're involved in working with them as well, trying to bring to bear the number of job seekers that we're going to need. Dr. Hsu is always concerned we would be millions of jobs short in just a very few years because these skills you have to start fairly early in life. And we're going to find out about the Hsu Foundation, how early really means.
Okay. Well, Amanda, tell us, when did you get involved with the Hsu Foundation?
Well, Dr. Hsu hatches plans daily, it seems, but the efforts he has made to support education have been long, many years. But the foundation allowed him an opportunity to reach out and join with the public and with the other businesses and industries that have an engaged interest in seeing students prepared for the careers of tomorrow. So I took the role of executive director in 2015 when we formed the foundation. It is a 501c3, and we are eagerly developing programs and joining partners to propel our mission. This has been a very exciting time for the Hsu Foundation. We're growing. We started out with a program that was actually, I would say Dennis had a big part in developing the program. It was a Teaching Excellence Awards and Math and Science program, which helps to encourage our local educators of STEM and encourage the public and the businesses in our Chamber of Commerce to become more knowledgeable about the need to prepare our young people in these areas, in these fields. It's often at a young age, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, that kids start to lose some confidence, and maybe they have mixed ideas about what careers would fit well with their skill sets, and it's really often a teacher who has the greatest opportunity to prepare them and encourage them, you know, to invest some time and perform in these areas. Career technical pathways do need to start early. We start getting the prerequisites in place, start taking the courses, and you know, it takes that encouragement. We want there to be an industry connection to our educational programs, and so that's where the Hsu Foundation needs the help of the community. We want to reach out and join arms with businesses that know that the workers of the next generation are going to come through these fields. They're going to have knowledge in emerging technologies. They're going to have the skill sets needed to grow our businesses. And so we're just looking for additional partnerships. We've been really very successful with growing the TEAMS program. It started out in North Okaloosa at Laurel Hill, Crestview High, and Baker. And we've now expanded to not only include middle school awards and elementary awards where they're teachers that are already doing things beyond the school day, such as robotics clubs and STEM centered activities, to also now including the south part of Okaloosa, the high schools in the south. And we've just recently awarded teachers from both parts of our county $23,500 in 2018, which is an outstanding support of these teachers. And involved Chamber of Commerce members from Crestview area chamber, and also the Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce. And that partnership is a very important part of being effective in promoting a change in our community, a culture that embraces these fields and encourages our young people.
Let's go back and talk with the guy over here, Dennis Mitchell. Of course, the reason we're here is because some of the people who would actually work here at this airport are the kind of people who are going to be learning things now in their earlier years that will lead them to all of the technical jobs, not only on this side where the fixed base operation is, and we've also got some jobs out here. We got a place up the road from here that takes airplanes apart and has, needs people to know what they're doing inside of an airplane. And we've got across the other side another manufacturing stuff. And I think we're going to see in the future this part of Okaloosa County is going to have a lot more out here.
Well, that's absolutely true. Both the east side and the west side of Bob Sykes Airport is going to have a lot of new, well-trained employees. As we are trying to grow, unless we have that pipeline of STEM education available, and believe me, all the big companies, that's one of the first questions they ask you about your area is, how is that pipeline? How early does it start? How far does it go? And now, with the help of not only Dr. Hsu, but several other businesses in this process, we literally can say from elementary all the way through the local college. So it's a big deal. Now, Jonathan Dunn is one of our supporters, not only in the Hsu Foundation. He's been there from the first. He's been giving away 3 of the $500 merit awards each year. But he also is a big supporter of the duck race we're going to talk about a little later on today. So he's been involved. Sunshine Arrow's been up there. They are a major supporter of all of these programs as well. So we have lots of businesses in the area who think highly of this process, and the Hsu Foundation has been joined by Teleforce, for one. Originally we had BBVA, Compass Bank was one of our supporters in there. So these people do understand the value of supporting the teachers who are going to help make this happen.
Right. Now we talk about this Dr. Hsu. Now we did a great interview with him, but it's been a couple of years and there's some new people around. So who wants to tell these people, well, who is this guy and his life story? We all know, coming to America with a few $100s to his name, sleeping in the basement of a dormitory till he could get his scholarship money to even go to school there. Who wants to tell that story for us?
I'll tell you a little bit about it.
About
I'll tell you, Dr. Hsu is certainly an inspiration to us, and it seems like every project that we endeavor to accomplish, he has a story that tells you exactly why it's so important to be working on that project. And one specific instance is he talks about the first contracts that he established and how it was so hard, to get out there and to meet people and make connections and develop his entrepreneurial skills. And we want the young people to also develop some of these soft skills and to have an entrepreneurial critical thinking mindset. And that is an important piece of developing young students in these fields so that they can figure out, what it's going to be like in the real world, in the job world, because learning it from the textbook, as we all know, is very different. His own children, he tells stories about their lemonade stands and how effective that was in encouraging the skill set that okay, my competitor is sitting right over here with their stand, and I'm on the other side of the driveway with mine. What am I going to do to make my lemonade that much better? And so, I think he applies those same early concepts of business that he used with his young people to how we approach our programs with the young people. We want it to be fun, and we want them to learn something at the same time.
Well, he came to America from Taiwan as a college student, I remember him telling us, and from that he got an engineering. That was his course of study, and he worked for some big tech company that eventually wound him up in Fort Walton.
Yes.
And then I can't remember which one that was.
Harris.
The big Harris Corporation. And I know some other people in town. Our Dr. D, the PC doctor, was one of their tech guys when he was overseas working as one of their software specialists. But anyway, but from that company, when they began to phase down, he tried to start his own, and he built some little circuit boards with his wife in his garage, I think, and went to some big trade show, and he wanted to make, and they wanted to make some demos, but they said there was a minimum they had to buy, and I think it was a lot more than a couple.
Yes, it was part of that eye-opening process he went through, and what she was just talking about, Amanda mentioning, developing those skills, and it amazes me, the young ones, how confident they can become in telling you what's happening out there. But yes, he had to face reality. He wanted to sell a few, and they needed like $50,000 minimum, and he was hoping to sell $5,000. So it was that epiphany where he said, "Oh, I'm going to have to change the way I'm thinking about the business." And of course, it's all the wonderful story from then on. Not only the MTI that came out of that, the very successful program that eventually sold to BAE, but also the other companies that he has developed, and they are still successful running today.
And of course, when he did sell the one big company, he rewarded every single one of his employees from his earnings. I know I have a friend that worked there, and he said, one day Dr. Hsu walked up and handed him a pretty nice check.
Well, Dr. Hsu is a very generous person, and all you have to do is look at the Hsu Foundation to find out how true that is. He spreads out not only from that foundation, but he's involved through that foundation in several other foundation operations. So it's all, again, becoming truly a team effort, moving us to become an area where technology is going to become more and more and more important in our educational process.
Okay. Now, who's got the list of all the teachers that just won awards?
Let me tell you, we are so proud of these teachers. And certainly our top winners walked away with $5,000 each. And so we had Greg Elwright from Crestview High and Deborah Adams from Laurel Hill. And down in the south part of Okaloosa, we had Cindy Stone from Fort Walton Beach High School and Sean McSheehy from Choctaw. And we also had merit awards from Okaloosa Gas, Teleforce, and Emerald Coast Aviation, as we've discussed. They were our top merit award sponsor. And Car Rigs and Ingram has joined us this year. They are a big supporter of our endeavor to raise this issue and bring awareness about STEM. And so Tim Herndon, we're very grateful for his support too.
Okay. And how did they get selected? How did they? I know we ran some announcements. You had people nominate possible teachers. What were the requirements for them to be a recipient of these awards?
Well, in general, we started out saying you had to be a full-time employee for the school district, and you had to teach at least 50% in the math, science, or allied technologies. Now, we begin to expand that. We're moving into the middle school, so that's going to be modified just slightly because middle school doesn't have that same structure, so we have to make some adjustments for that. So the nomination could come from anyone. A teacher could self-nominate. The students, friends, faculty, anyone could nominate. We took in the nominations. We had developed a package for the teachers to present their kinds of teaching approaches and where they'd like to be in a few years, and looking at how they were thinking about teaching the process. And it's not a one-year process, it's a multi-year process. And some of our teachers have been in the competition every year since we started, and find out that it really does help them move ahead in their thinking about how to plan for their teaching processes.
And they're able to reflect. They're able to reflect on past experience and look back and say, well, that worked really well last year, and this year I've built upon it. We think that's an important piece of that application process. Even if they haven't walked away maybe as the top winner this year, they're that much stronger having gone through the program. Now, all of our teachers this year did walk away winners in some level, but we also bring recognition to the principals and to the school so that the administrators know that they went through this program. We think that's also important. The Chamber of Commerce provides the selection panel. So those are members. They don't necessarily have in-depth educational background, but they have real-life application of STEM background in their businesses and in their experience. We do have some educational representatives as well, and so the board is able to kind of, judge these individually. They're not necessarily judged against each other as much as they are. The matrix is on their own merit because they do teach different things. We have biology teachers and math teachers and allied technology. So it's wonderful to see, though, how these teachers have improved their processes. They'll tell you the ways that they've improved over the years. And so seeing that in the 4th year running, it was a great opportunity for our chamber members too, to see that growth and expanded knowledge.
Now, if somebody is watching or hearing this and say, I'd like to help with that, what should they do?
Well, first of all, you can contact the Hsu Foundation. That's easily done. Their website is easy to find, and Amanda's executive director, and she can certainly help you. We do want to encourage the businesses to become partners with us on the Teachers Awards programs and the other programs that we have going through the Hsu Foundation.
Okay. Let's give me the website, and we'll put it up on the screen for that. Okay.
Yes, it's hsu-foundation.org.
Well, that's pretty easy.
ShuFoundation.org. And on the website, they can learn a little bit about our other programs of support as well, because we are starting to venture into some exciting camps and interactive opportunities. We have a program that's going on where families can engage in STEM on a Saturday, and it's just a real low-key experience, but they have a chance to go to businesses that have workers that came through non-traditional career tech paths that maybe they've never heard of, or maybe they are manufacturing something that people don't even know is manufactured in this community. So we've been taking trips and doing that kind of thing. We also have some drone programs where UAVs, you have an opportunity to learn about flight and simulation and explore autonomous coding of robotics, UAVs, and that's an emerging technology that will grow greater and greater demand in our community in the jobs that are coming.
Right. I did a program when the teacher at Davidson Middle School, and had a drone program going over there, and a lot of other, and he even wound up getting a young fellow who's moved here from across the waters from Germany area now to get to be, and he was just there involved as a teacher. Of course, he's now pretty busy doing flight and he's a major instructor in the drone program too.
Right. Yeah. Tim Sexton, and he's one of our winners this year as well. The first of the middle school winners we've had. He runs wonderful programs, and he has a lot of friends that run wonderful programs as well. And related to this, and one of the things that the Hsu Foundation contributes to has to do with all these ducks that we have up here.
Okay.
And so the ducks are involved in the annual duck race, and this is run by the Foundation of the Chamber of Commerce. And so out there we have wonderful prizes provided by folks like Emerald Coast Aviation and Sunshine Aero and Chesser and Bar. Lots of folks in the community have been helping us over the years. So we have some pretty serious money, actually. $500 top prizes. Actually, there's 2 $500 top prizes this year for the duck race, and 8 $100 prizes. There's only 1,000 ducks that are sold, and all this money is going to be used for scholarships of up to $1,000 for high school seniors to be able to go to get certification or tech program education, something that is very, very rare in this world. We started doing this because nobody else literally was doing it.
I know that when they first began the choice program here a while back way back when Don Gates was the superintendent of schools,
Right.
And the choice program did, and one of the things we talked about, or they did, is that there are students who are getting their either Microsoft or Lotus or whatever, or if they're in the construction business, an OSHA certification and different programs, that when they're coming out of high school, they're ready to, in some cases, go into jobs that are in the economy, whether it's on the food side or the tech side. It's all training for keeping those youngsters here. And I know the grandparents and parents would like their kids and grandkids to stay in Okaloosa County and have a good job here.
Absolutely, and it's a changing the perception over there. One of the things that our foundation, or the chamber, is doing we're focused on these kinds of technical and vocational issues. The Hsu Foundation is sort of the bigger umbrella that we fit under so nicely. Lots of pieces of the puzzle are beginning to come together. The school district also recognizes this, and boy, does Northwest Florida State ever recognize this. Dr. Devin Stevenson is certainly moving ahead in leaps and bounds on all fronts when it comes to technology issues. And he understands, in fact, he's going to be part of our duck race this year. He found out about us, what we're doing exactly, and he asked if he could join us, and we said, of course you can.
Now, where does the duck race take place?
Well, we move it around. This year, it's actually going to take place on the Niceville campus of Northwest Florida State. Okay. They have a wonderful facility down there, and that's where it's going to be this year, April the 14th.
You got to have moving water for this to work. Now, being a statistical guy, have you kept track of which colored duck and which duck number has always come in the top 5?
No, I have not. I should have been doing that.
What are the odds, right? Okay.
Well, let me tell you about the odds. If you think about this, you can spend your money on a Florida lottery ticket. Not very good odds, millions to 1 in some cases. We only have 1,000 ducks that'll be sold, and we have 10 prizes, 10 money prizes. Very, very good odds.
Now, what do the ducks sell for?
I believe that you can get $20. We'll buy you 7 ducks.
Okay.
And how many for just...
You get 3 ducks for $10, or you can buy 1 duck for $5.
Okay. And how do they buy a duck? Where do they get them?
Well, you can contact any of our board members, and let me give you the list of the folks for the foundation there. We have Dr. Pam Meadows. Most people know her around this area. One of our favorite people of all time. Alicia Booker, also with North Okaloosa Medical. We have Ray Schwartz. Everybody knows Ray. If you're in an organization around here, you know Ray, and Boy Scouts especially. Walter Hooks with Regions. Dr. LaRose over at FAMU, who is our chair for the program. Also Dr. Patrice Williams Shuford, the director of the Northwest Florida State here at Crestview. And of course, Amanda and I are also on that team. So anybody wants to be contacted there, you can find us pretty easily. The foundation, crestview.org, if I got that right, and we'll provide you that so you can put it on the scene. Okay. But you can contact us, and we'll be happy to deliver the ducks. Now, I'll tell you what we do. We go around, we talk to the employees, we talk to the employers, the businesses around here, and we ask the employers if they want to be a sponsor. That's great, and we get very good support. Also, we ask them, would they like to buy ducks for all their employees? Okay. Now, last year, the champion in this was our friends over there across the street with the elite molding. Okay. Over there, they bought 140 ducks. Wow. But so did Wise Equipment and Auburn Water and folks, Legacy Insurance. They buy them for all that. It's just lots of fun, and of course, win some prizes. Okay.
And they got some way to. I know when you did it up by the library, you made that water in the ditch run with a fire truck or something, or a hydrant. What are you going to do down at the campus at Northwest Florida State College?
Well, mercifully, at the campus, we have flowing water down there. They have a little waterfall series we can use. It's been used for duck races before, okay. And it's really an ideal location. Last year, Mario Worth, another one of our directors from the foundation, who's now with the Crestview Police Department, really did Herculean task of moving all those sandbags. We built a very large pool. I mean, it was serious water. Auburn Water was so kind. They provided us with about half the Mississippi River, I think, to run it. But it worked out quite well.
Oh, great. So when is the duck race?
Duck race is April the 14th. And you do not have to be present to win. We will collect your name and your contact point. So if you're busy and out of town and have one of those pesky day jobs or something, you can still win.
Okay, and all this is going to help support this. So if you got information about the duck race on the foundation's website?
Actually, we lead you to their website. Okay. So if they do land on ours and they go that direction, they can get there too. Okay.
So we'll make it simple. We'll put the ShuFoundation.org up on the screen so those of you who are watching can get it. And we'll put all of those names of all these people so you can see them on the screen. If you know them personally, you can ask them all about it. And I guess they can go by the chamber office too.
Go by the chamber office. You can go to the chamber website as well as the foundation chamber website.
Well, great. Well, that's another good, interesting thing going on in our community, and that's what the Z-Files program is about, is sharing all of these great things that you can be part of and have fun, and hey, you might even win some money.
Very good. We're all about winning money.
There you go. Thank you much, and thank you.
Thank you. We're really glad to be able to share this with you, and we hope that you'll join us in our efforts.